Smith always had problems with his parents. He realized that as he was growing older, they
Doubted.
doubted him more. Whenever he asked them if he could go to the movies with his friends, he would often get like 100 questions as if he were at a police station.
Sir,
However,
I'm back.
Mr.
Okay,
Smith
Omar, good.
had his own reasons. To do that, he
Shouldn't
doubted
it be
that
as if
Ricky's
he
plans
was?
were bad.
Uh-huh. Okay, this is a good question. First of all, thank you, Mawad. Second of all,
No
welcome back,
problem.
Omar. You shall read later. Now, back to the question. You are saying that it should be as if he was. Actually, this is a grammar lesson we will take after the new year or during the new year. This is called conditionals. In conditionals, there is nothing called was. It's always were, even if it's singular, because we are assuming something impossible. I will explain it later in details, don't worry. But grammatically, it should be as if he were, so it's correct. It's conditionals. Okay, we will explain it later when we explain conditionals. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, so
Can
from
I
the
read?
first paragraph, before Abu Jundi continues paragraph 2, Ricky Smith, our main character, he always had problems with his parents, and the older he got, the more they doubted him. And why did his father doubt him? What was the main reason for that? Yes? As mentioned in paragraph 1. Yes, Mustafa. Why did his father doubt him? As mentioned in paragraph 1. Who can answer? Yes? Zain?
Yes.
Why did Ricky's father doubt him?
Yes.
Teacher, can I?
Yes?
Teacher, because Ricky's friends were bad.
Excellent. Because Ricky's father thought that Ricky's friends were bad and he didn't like the fact that his son was, friends with them. That's why he always asked him, where are you going? What time will you be back? With whom are you going? And, this is something that, teased Ricky and didn't make him feel comfortable. But, his father thought that the friends were bad. Now, are Ricky's friends truly bad? Let's see. Yalla, Zain, paragraph 2.
Teacher, start reading.
Yes, Zain, start reading. عفوا Abu Jundi. I'm sorry. Abu Jundi.
Yes. Abu Jundi.
Teacher, what does doubt means? I forgot.
Doubt in Arabic يشك.
Yes. Okay.
يلا. Abu Jundi, yes, I'm sorry. Paragraph 2.
Yes. It was that year that Greg and Jeff, Ricky's friends, started experiencing new things. They started to drink, smoke, and steal their parents' car and drive fast. Ricky knew that they were bad, but he always went out with them because he thought they were the coolest kids at school. Whenever Mr. Smith asked Ricky whether his friends stole their parents' car or not, he was infuriated and
angry.
defended them. They don't do that. Why don't you just believe me?
Okay. So, Ricky, as I said, knew that his friends were very bad. And, being teenagers, like in your age now, they started doing new things. You know that when you start growing up, you feel that you are mature and old enough to start doing things and trying. You say, let me try smoking. I want to drive the car. Let me drink some beer, whatever. Okay? And this is what Ricky's parents were doing. And Ricky knew they were bad, but he was keen to being friends with them for a simple reason. Why did Ricky always hang out with them? Yes?
They
Because they
were
were cool kids.
Because we
He
said
thought
they
the
were the
coolest
coolest
kids.
kids at school. So they were very cool, they were very famous, and if Ricky, you know, if he is their friend, then he will surely be famous and cool also. You know how things go. So whenever his father told him your friends are bad, he was infuriated, he felt angry and defended them. So he lied to his father, okay, about them not doing the bad
علامة
things.
Mr. Can I read?
لا دوري.
مصطفى and
بدك تحطها علامة هلا.
لحظة. Yes, yes dear.
بدك تحط هلا علامة
No,
على
no,
القراءة.
حبيبي. No. This is not graded. بس oral fluency which I sent is the base. This is normal reading. No.
أستاذ دوري اقرأ.
طيب لكن زين. Then مصطفى, then عمر عاصي. يلا زين, paragraph 3.
Okay. The year came to an end, and the end of school party was set, and Ricky and his friends planned to go. They had even convinced Ricky that it was time for him to start drinking and driving on their big night out.
That
He
is
agreed.
haram.
So now his friends told him, well, Ricky, it's your time to do the activities we do. And it's the end of the school party. So we should go to the party together, and it's time for you to start drinking and smoking. Now, we will see what Ricky will do. Yes.
He agreed. They told him that they would pick him up at 7. Then, when they come over, Mr. Smith answered the door and didn't like what he saw. Big and Jeff's eyes were red, and they were acting weird. When Mr. Smith asked if something was wrong, they said they just felt tired because they had been staying up late.
Yes.
Up late recently for the final exams. He knew something was
Auri. What is the
Auri.
meaning of Auri?
Something
Yes.
is fishy. Something is weird.
Fishy. Something is fishy is going on. Yes.
Weird.
Strange. Excellent. Okay. So, Mister, what do you think will happen next? Imagine the situation. It was the end of the school party, and Ricky's friends, Jeff and Greg, they were at his door, and they wanted to pick him up, to take him with them to the party, of course, to take him maybe with their parents' stolen cars. We read that they used to steal their parents' cars behind their back, right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
good.
Yes.
Good. So now they arrived at his home, and they wanted, to take him to the party with them. And his father, when he opened the door, he already doesn't like them. He already hates them. And he saw them, they were acting weird with red eyes. Okay. And you know that being weird and having red eyes means that they had already been what?
Smoking
Drunk.
weed.
Drunk.
Drunk. Excellent. They had already been drinking. So now, excellent. So now before Mustafa Shahabi continues
Yes,
reading.
that's what I said. I said smoking weed.
Okay, smoking weed maybe, yes, whatever. So Mr.
Weed.
Yes, weed. Weed or marijuana or whatever. Anyway, now before Mustafa Shahabi continues reading, what do you think will now happen between Ricky and his father? What do you think the father will tell him? And
Sir,
how do
it's
you
my
think he
turn.
will react? Yes.
They
It's
will
my
argue.
turn.
He will kill his son.
Okay.
He
this is-
gonna do something bad.
So the father will tell him
He will
what?
punish him. He will punish him.
What
Or
will the-
he's gonna see he's doing something bad and he's gonna
Yes.
punch him.
Yes.
Yes, he must punch.
So now the
Punish
father will
and
tell
punch
him,
him.
okay, now the father will tell him, you shouldn't go out. I will not let you go out. And Ricky will what?
He will ground
He's
him.
gonna go out.
will be angry.
He's go
Yes.
so they will go into a
هيعند
certain...
هيعند هيجاكره.
Okay, he will go stubborn. Yes.
Bad.
Okay, so let's continue the
Yeah.
story. Let's now continue the story. Yes, Mustafa, paragraph 4.
Yes. Ricky was putting his jacket on while rushing downstairs. Suddenly, he turned to his dad and saw the look of fear in his eyes. He took his father aside and asked, "What's wrong, Dad? You look as if you had just seen a ghost." "They have been drinking," he replied. Ricky knew this was going to end up in a fight with his dad. So he calmly said, "Please don't accuse them of doing such stuff. I smelled alcohol from Greg's breath. I just can't let you go with them because it's dangerous to be in car with a drunk driver," he
Teacher,
explained.
Okay. Before we
teacher,
explain, yes, question before Omar
uh,
reads 5. Yes.
teacher. راح النت عندي وين احنا بالضبط؟
Paragraph 4 حبيبي, we finished reading paragraph 4.
اوكي.
Yeah. هلا Omar, before Omar Asir reads paragraph 5, let me highlight paragraph 4. So Ricky, of course, was excited. He was putting on his jacket, going to the party with the coolest kids at school. It was a dream. And suddenly he saw his father, and his father had, this worried, anxious, angry look in his face. And he asked him, "What's wrong?" His dad said, "Well, they had been drinking, I can smell alcohol from Greg's breath." Of course, and he told him, "I am not against you going to the party, I'm against you going with them because it's dangerous to be in a car with a drunk driver." What can we say about the father here? What can we say about his character here?
He's
Reasonable.
trying to protect
Reasonable.
He
his
wants
son.
to protect his
He wants to protect
son.
his son. So he is wise, caring.
Responsible. Wise.
Yes?
Yes.
Because, guys, he didn't tell his son, "I don't want you to go to the party." He told him, "Well, as if he's telling him, "Well, I'm not against you going to the party, but drunk is very dangerous." So let's see how will Ricky respond. Yes, Omar Asi, 5.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Ricky was shocked. What was he going to do? Greg and Jeff were waiting for him, and he had been anticipating
Yes, anticipating.
yes that dance for weeks. He wasn't ready to let his dad spoil it for him. "You always do this to me. Just when I am about to go out with my friends and have fun, you get in the way. I am going with them, and that's that." He walked past his dad.
Ricky here Ricky seems not to believe his father. Okay, so Ricky here, he was shocked and he thought that his father was lying and he was, making excuses for Ricky not to go with his friend. So Ricky didn't believe his father and he told him, "Well, you always do this to me. You always spoil my fun. You don't want me to have any fun. So whatever you do this time, I'm going, and that's that." Okay, this is the final decision. Now what will happen, ya Wissam? Yes, 6.
Ricky furiously headed towards Greg.
Hello.
It wasn't
Yes,
our
we
deal
hear you, Habibi. Yes,
before
Wissam,
Yes,
repeat,
yes,
Habibi.
yes,
Ricky
teacher.
furiously or, angrily.
Ricky furiously headed towards Greg and said, "It wasn't our deal to drink before the dance. How will you teach me how to drive if you are drunk?" Greg laughed and said, It's just one sip. It's not a big deal, dude. Just relax and come on. I promise I won't have another drink before the dance." Suddenly it hit Ricky. He had already heard that same promise before, and he knew that Greg would have another drink on the road. That time he wasn't willing to risk his life. Something inside him told him that his dad was actually right about his concerns.
So, when Ricky went to his friend, he told him, "Didn't we agree that you shouldn't drink before the party?" And he told him, "Don't worry, it's just one sip. It's nothing." But suddenly, what happened to Ricky? Yes, Zain? What
He
happened
woke
to
up.
Ricky suddenly?
He woke
Ubay,
up.
yes,
He
Yes,
woke
yes,
up
Ustaz.
and realized reality.
realized.
Yes, he woke up. يعني ف-
Okay. Yes, Habibi. Thank you. Then,
The same of Ubay.
So Mr. Ricky knew that his friend was lying. And he knew that while on the road or while being on the road, he will open another bottle and drink. And something inside him told him that his dad was actually right about his concerns. And finally, Ricky was convinced that, yes, Marquise,
that the drugs are bad.
okay, that his dad was right, that his
Yes.
dad only wanted his what?
That his dad was right.
To
His safety.
His safety, his
His
welfare.
safe.
Excellent.
صحته.
Excellent. So finally, Ricky realized
شوف
that.
ثواني
Yes, موعد.
سمع صوت منيح لسه عم بحكي.
Eh, حبيبي, I'm hearing. So suddenly Ricky knew that his father only wanted his safety, his own welfare, and he loved him, and he only wanted to protect him from, such bad friends. So let's see how the story ends. How does the story end? Okay, Omar Ramadan, let's finish the story. يلا حبيبي.
Okay. Eventually, Ricky told them to go because. Wait, 1 second, sir.
Yes, حبيبي.
Okay. Eventually, Ricky told them to go because his dad would drive him there. Ricky apologized from his father for not listening to the advice before. And Mr. Smith, in return, promised to teach Ricky how to drive in the summer vacation. Ricky had a blast at the dance. However, Greg and Jeff never made it there, since they had a terrible accident on the road as the car slipped off the highway into a nearby bush.
So, let's try to comment on the end of the story. How did the story end? It ended with the father taking his son to the party. Okay, he drove him by himself and he promised that in the summer he will teach him how to drive. Okay, but Jeff and Greg had an accident because they had already been drunk, so they didn't make it to the party. Okay, this was our story, okay, about the generation gap. I'll stop sharing, and of course I shall stop